Shalom. It's lovely to see King Achashverosh, otherwise known as Drew Davis. Oh, wait a minute, Drew. Yeah, come back. Look at the king. The king is here. It's pride kingship. I like it. It's a good look. There you have it. Rabbi Bernie and Rabbi Noble are here, and their two daughters. Every now and then we get to see one daughter, but we get to see two this time. It's kind of like, Manish Shana. Why do we dip twice? Why do we daughter twice on this particular Shabbat? There you have it. Because it's Purim. That's why, right? Rita Lowe and Lois Littman and the Myers, Terry and Michael, Shabbat Shalom and Chag Sameach. Hello to the Mitchells and the Marenbergs and the Markses and the Weinstein Windholzes, and Marlon Pauly is here, and oh my gosh, Adler Stearns and Rosenbaums and Samuel Schrags, lots of Samuel Schrags. In fact, incredibly, Shira is directly next to her parents on my screen. How do you beat that?
Yeah, she is on mine too.
I don't think that's ever happened before. They're not in the same house. They're not even in the same side of the continent. But lo and behold, they're right there on screen together. Pretty nice. Carol Brill's here, Shabbat Shalom, as is Paula Pleasance. And Nancy Levinson, Shabbat Shalom to all of you. This is such good fun. Hello, Sam. Shabbat Shalom. Hello, Peachy Levy. Shabbat Shalom and Chag Sameach. Hello to Natasha Belson. I don't know whether you were able to get any of the rest of your family wrangled into Shabbat. Oh, they're coming. They're coming. Absolutely. That's good. I see a giant challah where Vicky is supposed to be, but that's okay. Nothing wrong with starting with challah, especially when we're going to make a blessing for it. It's all good stuff. Ramin, Kianfar, and Tessa are here, and Sid and Debbie are here, and the Strocks, well, three of them here together on screen. We may be seeing the other one. He has a way of popping in from time to time. Iris Weinman, the president of Leobeck Temple, is in the house, as are the Kaplanskis. Jackie Burney is here to celebrate with her big growing family. That's pretty nice stuff. The Windmullers are here as well. Shabbat Shalom. Karen Weil. Shabbat Shalom. Scott Goldberg, rabbinic intern of Leobeck Temple, is in the house. God bless him. And you're about to have a really, really good time with Scott tonight. You guys got to hang around for the full shindig on this Shabbat, because Scott and Michael, our two interns, have entertainment planned for all of us. Good times will be had. Right, Schulmans? Absolutely. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Mark Williams is here, and the Danchiks are here. And John Siegel is here. Laurel Davidson. There's so many of you, I can barely get to everybody. Adrian Berman, Shabbat Shalom. Isla and Mort, Shabbat Shalom. Sally, Shabbat Shalom to you. Lois Miller, Shabbat Shalom. It's such a treat to see all of you. Gosh, this is amazing.
We're on 3 pages now, Rabbi.
Was it?
We're on 3 pages.
I know, we're all over the place. It's good. These are not problems. This is good stuff. The Fettergreens are here. And Amy Farber is here, and the Grunauers are here, of course. Absolutely. And it's great to see the Moloshaks. Shabbat Shalom to you guys. We're really glad to have you here. I don't know, Glenn, Shabbat Shalom. Looking around. The posters. Michael Rothbart from Up in Napa is with us to make Shabbos. Steve Gittimer is here with us to make Shabbos. Netta is here. Lisa is here. We're delighted to welcome all of you. Melinda just joined us as well. Shabbat Shalom, Melinda. She's connecting to her audio, so I'll have to say it again as she connects. I see that Judy Weissman is joining, and Melinda is now joined. Shabbat Shalom. I want to welcome everybody. And I want to tell you something. This is a serious promise. We're going to make Shabbos with full heart and full spirit. We're also going to make Purim with full mania. Going to make both those things happen same night. That's a neat trick. That we're not going to try to do them all at the same time. There'll be a little bit of Purim, then a little bit of Shabbos, maybe a little bit more of Purim. Promise you we're going to get a chance to experience all those gifts that the holiday and that Shabbat brings to us. And so let's celebrate just our being together for that fun adventure. Some of you are already in costume. That's good stuff. Looking good there, Glenn. For those who are already in costume, like King Drew Davis, we want to say a special thank you and welcome to all of you. We encourage you, if during this service you feel like going and getting a costume, like Sally Echto, please go. Get yourself all dressed up. This is that kind of night. But for first, we need to say, as the psalmist did, how good and how pleasant it is for us to enjoy each other's company. And so please join in singing with us.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone. We are going to bring in our Shabbat lights together. So grab your candles and your candlesticks, and Shiloh and Shifra are going to help us, and of course Josh, are going to help us welcome in. Hold on, maybe.
Those trick candles.
Rookie maneuver.
Rookie? She's not a rookie.
We're going to ask a friend to help. Ah.
Wow, look at that.
Good choice. Good
Got a
choice.
specialist in the house.
Exactly. All right, we're going to circle our hands 3 times.
Where's the green?
Baruch.
Where is the green on this one?
Oh, you know what? Because we lit it, it burned, so it went away. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lahadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Amen. Lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. We are ready to celebrate the gift of love that we enjoy with one another. Those of you who are blessed to be with loved ones there in home, that's outstanding. A lot of us are looking at loved ones here on screen. A lot of us are calling to mind and to heart loved ones who are in other places, but who are very much with us on this Shabbat in mind and spirit and soul. And of course, there are those who are here with us in memory and remain an ongoing inspiration to us. For them all, let's join together in singing the words that appear on the... Drew is a mind reader. Look at the king. He knows like when I'm going to get to the phrase now. It's pretty awesome. I'm literally like, and so if you turn to the end, bang, the link shows up. The link that's in the chat will bring you to the online prayer book. The 3rd page in the online prayer book is where you can find the words for our Birkat HaMishpacha. Please join in singing with me. Here with you beside me, I feel so greatly blessed. This moment means much more than I can say. A time to be together, a time for us to rest. Shabbat is here, the time has come to celebrate the day. So I hold you close, my hands upon your head, just like Rabbi Bernie and Rabbi Noble. And from me to you, my child, these words are said. Yisimcha Elohim Ke'Ephraim v'Chimnashe. May God give you life and strength like Joseph's sons. Yisimech Elohim Kesara Rivka Rachel v'Leah. May God make you like our mothers, like our blessed ones. As I watch you growing, I smile through my tears. Sometimes I wish you'd stay forever small. But then I see you blossom, and I befriend the passing years. I love you now, I love you then. I love to see it all. So I lift my voice to offer you this prayer. For every step along the road, I will be there. Yisimcha Elohim Ephraim v'chim Nashe. May God give you life and strength like Joseph's sons. Yisimech Elohim K'sara Rivka Rachel v'Leah. May God make you like our mothers, like our blessed ones. May God make you like our parents, like our blessed ones.
Thank you, Rabbi. We are ready for Kiddush. We always make Kiddush to bring in that sweetness of Shabbat and festivals and holidays, because the wine is sweet, the grapes are sweet, and the holiday is sweet. So we bring in the holiday of Chag Purim, and we bring in Shabbat. So if you have your glass of wine, please join with me. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho, be'ahava uvratzon hinchilanu, zikaron lema'aseh v'reishit. Ki hu yom techila lemikrae kodesh, zecher litziat Mitzrayim. Ki vanu v'charta ve'otanu kidashta mikol hamim, v'shabbat koshecha be'ava uvratzon hinchaltanu. Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh hashabbat. L'chaim.
Chaim.
L'chaim, 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 l'chaim. What's up, Chaim? So we're jumping into joy. One thing about Purim is you're supposed to feel the joy, feel the love, feel the energy, get a little wacky, get a little ecstatic. And that can happen with challah, can happen with many different food items. I have a homatash in my hand. Whatever you have in this moment that is just going to spark joy, grab it, just do it. Let's bring in Shabbat together, blessing this bread, a little bit of nourishment, a little bit of love, a little bit of holiness as we join together. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Shabbat shalom. Good Shabbos, good Shabbos. The great news is you don't have to go anywhere. You're here. You have arrived. We are bringing Purim right to you, right here, right now. So just settle in, grab a drink, have a nosh, and really, tap into that inner joy. I think I was just silenced. Oh my God.
Yeah, you were silenced. And
That
nobody
is
did that
tough
to you.
love. I mean, you put a crown on that guy and all of a sudden he's just like totally in control. Actually, honestly, he's always in control. Okay. All right. I got it. I got the hint. I got it. Okay. Over to you. I think Rabbi Chasen?
Yes. I
Okay.
think so.
Fantastic.
Shabbat shalom, everybody. And Chag Purim Sameach. This is a holiday that many of us consider as a day of frolicking. But I say that it is a day that we should mark with appropriate sadness, but also with unbending resolve. Hey Jews, don't make it bad. Take this sad song and make it better. It's too bad They tried to kill you again, but you survived because of Queen Esther. Hey, Jews, don't be afraid. Now in Persia, your rule's unfettered. And so we declare a new holiday here on this date, the 14th of Adar. And anytime you feel the pain, hey Jews, refrain. You always survive when things get stormy. When you think the end is near, hey Jews, don't fear. Remember the king is always horny. Na 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 na. Sing it with me. Hey Jews, don't you be down. Don't forget the tale of Queen Esther. Since Jews always win the beauty pageants, you can be sure that things will get better, 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 better. Wow! Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Hey Jews, sing it, Jews. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Hey Jews, the Jews and the non-Jews can sing it. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Hey Jew, Jew, Jewy, 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 Jewy. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Hey Jews, hey Jews and non-Jews, get your hands up in the air. Here we go. Na 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 na. Everybody's hand up in the air. Na 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 na. Hey Jew, Jew, Jewy, 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 Jewy. Wow. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Hey Jew. And so, to you I say, Shabbat Shalom and Chag Purim Sameach. A very happy Purim to you. For those of you who may not be hip to the Purim thing yet, may not have surmised it, Purim is traditionally the Jewish holiday of silliness. And before this night is over, we will definitely be making room for silly in our celebration here at the beginning and especially at the end. But it is actually a remembrance of a pretty difficult moment in Jewish history, if we're being honest. No joke. Purim commemorates our people's narrow escape from genocide in Persia. Sort of an odd inspiration for costumes and carnivals, libations and song parodies. There are other Jewish holidays on the calendar that are connected to similarly perilous moments in our people's story. And those holidays are usually marked with candle lighting ceremonies and afikoman searches, and sometimes even customs of mourning, no joke. So why all the silliness on Purim? Well, perhaps we understand our Jewish tradition's answer to that question better this year than we ever did before. The story of Purim is a time of ultimate tumult, chaos, uncertainty in our people's biblical history. When Haman gets the king of Persia to consent to issuing a decree calling for the execution of all the country's Jews. The future does not seem to be in doubt. The future seems to be over. A date is set for the extermination of the Jews, and there's little reason for hope. There had to have been a tremendous hunger, I would think, in that time to feel God's nearness at such a frightening time in everyone's life. And yet the book of Esther, which tells the Purim story, is one of actually only 2 books in the entire Hebrew Bible in which God doesn't appear, is not mentioned at all. God appears to be absent, inaccessible during our people's moment of greatest need. Of course, we all know what ends up happening in the story. Acts of heroism, acts of conscience on the part of Queen Esther save the Jews from destruction. God may not be mentioned at all, and God may not sweep in via some giant supernatural intercession, but the God that we long to experience in the world is most definitely felt in the restoration of justice and compassion to a world turned completely upside down. And it is the knowledge that such things can still happen, even when things look the very darkest, that turns Purim from a holiday of tragedy into one of our heritage's greatest celebrations. Our quarantine from each other because of this pandemic, quarantine began on the weekend of Purim 1 year ago. This is our second Purim, the first thing that we're experiencing on the Jewish calendar for a second time while quarantined from one another. A full year has passed on the Jewish calendar. And you and me, we now know a thing or two about tumult and chaos and uncertainty in our lives, turning everything upside down, don't we? We know what it feels like to long for God to feel present and to worry in those moments when God feels all too absent. We also know a little bit about acts of heroism and conscience, don't we? About living in the kind of way that reveals God's nearness. And sometimes when you're living through that wild of an adventure, it helps to let loose a little bit, to get a little silly, to celebrate just how blessed we are to sustain each other through the darkest of times, and to begin once again to see the light. This is why our Purim night will end with plenty of revelry. Stay tuned for that. But also why we will first celebrate Shabbat, as we always do, with love and with gratitude for the gift of time and for the gifts of this community in which we mark time, in which we live time with one another. Shabbat has arrived, along with Purim. The Sabbath bride is back. Let us greet her in song. Those of you following along in the online prayer book, the words right there, that link that Drew just put up there on the screen is where you can get to the online prayer book. Pages 20 and 21 are where L'Chadodi, our song of celebrating the arrival of the Shabbat bride, can be found. We'll be singing the words of verses 1, 2, 5, and 9. Please join with us.
Sorry, Rabbi. I thought we would bring in the Shabbat bride and Queen Esther tonight. Ya la 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 l'chadoti, ya la 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 l'krat kala, ya la 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 penei Shabbat mekabela. Shamor vezachor beribor echad ishmianu el hamyuchad Adonai echad u'shemo echad l'shem u'tiferet v'litila. Ya la la Shabbat nekavela likrat Shabbat lechu v'nelcha ki mekor havracha verosh mikedem nesucha sof maaser b'machshava tefila yalalai yalalai l'chadudi yalalai likrat kala yalalai pnei Shabbat nekavela. Top of 21. Hitoreri, hitoreri, kiva orech, kumi ori, 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 shir daveri, kevod Adonai, alayik niglai, yalalai, yalalai, l'chadodi, yalalai, likrat kala, yalalai, pnei Shabbat, nekavela. We rise, we face the door that we entered in, and we welcome her in, the Shabbat bride. Goi v'shalom, hateret bala, gam besimcha, uzola, toch emunei, hamsegula, boi chala, boi chala, yalalai, yalalai, l'chadodi, yalalai, likrat kala, yalalai, pnei Shabbat, nekavela, yalalai, l'chadodi, yalalai, likrat kala, yalalai, pnei Shabbat, nekavela. We continue now with the call to worship on page 28, the Baruch Hu. Baruch Hu et Adonai
the beginning of the 5th chapter in the book of Esther, the text says, Tilbash Esther Malchut, that Esther puts on her royal apparel, or more aptly, that she puts on her kingdom. She puts on her power. It's like she's suiting up as if she's Wonder Woman or Batman or Spider-Man or Kamala Harris, and really gets ready for her own battle. And finally, after chapters of following Mordecai's lead in the beauty contest in her relationship with the king, we really see her claim her power, that she recognizes her inner strength, and she also understands the opportunity and the responsibility of her position. And in so doing, she ends up saving the Jews. And many passages earlier with Mordecai, we also see him come into his power. And in our Bubble Up groups recently, we discussed a beautiful passage that Rabbi Ross introduced about Mordecai, how he refuses to bow down to Haman. And it caused us to wrestle with this idea of, when do we bow down in our own lives, when maybe we were feeling that intuition or that gut feeling that we should have remained upright. And so on this Shabbat, while we are fun and silly, we also can think about how we can follow Mordecai and Esther's lead, how we can suit up. And in the rooms that we are in, whether it's at work or whether it's at home, and the decisions that we make, how we are able to bring in that laughter and that joy of Purim, but also how we are able to identify the gifts that we have that the world needs, how we are able to act courageously so that we can move closer to a feeling of oneness, a feeling of unity inside ourselves, and also so that we can move to a feeling of unity and of oneness amongst all of us. And so we join together with that hope, with our prayer of oneness, Shema, and it can be found on page 34.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Vaed. You may be seated. We continue with the Ve'ahavta. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha bechol levavcha v'chol nafshecha uvechol meodecha ve'ayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi metzavecha hayom al levavecha Veshinanta levanecha vedibarta bam beshivtecha uvletecha Veshivtecha uvetecha uvlechtecha vaderech uvshochvecha uvekumecha ukshartam leotayadecha vehayu letotafot beinenecha uktavtam al mezuzot beitecha uvisharecha leman tizkeru Vasitem et kol mitzvotai, v'item kedoshim le'Elohechem. Ani Adonai Elohechem, asher hotzeiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim, liot lachem le'Elohim. Ani Adonai Elohechem.
Today we had a babysitter in the house and we had some Hamantaschen. And I said, would you like a Hamantaschen? And she's like, yeah, I think your son Reuven was talking about that. It's about a holiday. And I was like, yeah, it's this holiday where the Jews are targeted and then they're about to be slaughtered, actually. But then they're saved by this courageous woman, Esther and Mordecai. But then we end up slaughtering a bunch of the Persians. Anyways, we make these little cookies to remind us of the hat of the guy who wanted to slaughter us. Would you like a strawberry or apricot? So she took a strawberry one. But it just made me think, like, that obviously is part of the story that we just like don't share. We don't share the end of that story because it is so brutal. And there's so many times in our own lives where either we hurt somebody and then they work so hard to hurt us even more, or somebody hurts us and we have to discern, how are we going to treat them? And that's even happening in our country all the time now as power shifts in different administrations. Who is held accountable and how do we wield power? And as we prepare for the Michamocha, which is this song of joy at the celebration, as we pass through the sea of reeds, we are in this moment of expansiveness and freedom, finally free from enslavement. And it is a dance party. And the women have the timbrels, and the angels are just about to bust a move. And God pumps the brakes and says, listen, these Egyptians who are drowning in the sea, like, you want to sing a song, but these are also my children. These are also my children. Like, you can't dance. And God pulls the angels back. And from this, we learn that God does not rejoice in the downfall of the wicked. And so when we sing this song of Michamocha, it always strikes me like, yes, it is a song of joy, but it is also a song of sadness. And that too often in the world, people who have power exercise it in ways that cause harm to others. So as we sing Michamocha, let us bring the joy of Purim, but also bring the learning and lessons of Purim as well.
Adonai, Kamocha, Nedar Bakodesh, Nora, Tihilo, Ose, Fele, Nora, Tihilo, Jose Fele Micha Mocha Bailim Adonai Micha Mocha Nedar Bakodesh. Safety, shelter, love, peace. May these be the gifts that we find in this nighttime, under the shelter of peace, Sukkot Shalom. Please join with me. Ashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu L'shalom, L'shalom, V'ha'amidenu Malkeinu Ufros alenu Sukkot Shlomecha, Ufros alenu Sukkot Shlomecha. Amen. Shelter us beneath thy wings. Shelter us beneath thy wings, O Adonai. Guard us from all harmful things, O Adonai. Keep us safe throughout the night, till we wake with morning's light. Amen. 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 Amen.
We continue with the Amidah, our central prayer of oneness with God and coming into God's presence. We start on page 46 with Adonai Svatai Tiftach, open my mouth that I might find the words, of prayer tonight. Please join with me, and then we will continue through the Avot and Gevorot until we continue in silence to page 62. Adonai Sefatai Tiftach Ufi Yagid Tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu ve'Elohei Avotenu ve'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, ve'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, ve'Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor ve'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, Vekoneh Hakol, Vezocher Astei Avot Ve'imahot, Umevi Geula Livnei V'neihem, Leman Shemo Be'ava, Melech Ozer U'Moshia U'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham Ve'ezrat Sarah. Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai, Mechayeh Hakol atah, Rav leHoshia, Mashiv HaRuach U'Morid HaGashem, Mechalkel Chaim Bechesed, Mechayeh Hakol Berachamim Rabim, Somech Noflim Ve'Rofeh Cholim, Umatir Asurim, Umekayem Emunato Lishenei Afar, Michamocha Ba'Gevurot, Umidom Melach, Melech Memit Umechayeh, Umatzmiach Yeshua, V'ne'eman atah lachayot hakol. Baruch atah Adonai, Mechayeh hakol. Atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, u'kadoshim b'chol yom, Yehalelucha selah. Baruch atah Adonai, Ha'el hakadosh.
salam. Two languages. So often it is language that divides us from one another. The inability to speak in a way that another person can hear. The business of peace is not about getting my way, not about demonstrating that my truth is righter. It is about figuring out a way to understand another person's language, another person's story, another person's truth, and to make some concession to it so that we can receive some concession to ours. That's what this prayer, Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu, is really all about. Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu ve'al kulam. There is peace still coming on the way. Shalom, salam. When we learn to speak one another's language, there will be peace. Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu. Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu. Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu. Ve'hakulam. Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu. Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu. Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu. Ve'akulam. Salam Aleinu ve'al kol ha'olam. Salam Shalom. Salam Aleinu ve'al kol ha'olam. Salam Shalom. Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu. Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu. Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu. Ve'akulam. Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu. Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu. Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu. Ve'akulam. Salam Aleinu ve'al kol ha'olam. Salam Shalom. Salam Aleinu ve'al kol ha'olam. Salam Shalom. Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu. Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu.
Just as Rabbi Chasen was teaching us that we are purveyors of peace with the words that we speak, we are also healers with our words, with our thoughts and our prayers as we direct our love to those in need of healing of mind or body or spirit for our Misha Berach blessing. If there's somebody that you're thinking of at this time who would benefit from that healing, that you and all of us will direct our love and warmth and compassion to them in this moment. I invite you to speak their name out loud now. Let us join together on page 253.
Mikol habracha libmotenu. May the source of strength who blessed the ones before us. Help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Mishenera imotenu mekor abraha lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say,
We continue with the Aleinu at the bottom of page 282. If you are able, I invite you to please rise. Aleinu leshabeach ladon hakol, latet kedula leotzer breshit, shelo asanu kegoye haratzot, velo samanu kemishbechot ha'adama, shelo samchelkenu kahem, vegor aleinu kechol hamonam, vanachnu korim, ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר ואדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד, ושמו אחד, ושמו אחד. You may be seated.
Some words to help us prepare for the recitation of Kaddish, found in the online prayer book on page 289. The light of life is a finite flame. Like the Shabbat candles, life is kindled, it burns, it glows, it is radiant with warmth and beauty, but soon it fades, its substance is consumed, and it is no more. In light we see, in light we are seen. The flames dance and our lives are full. But as night follows day, the candle of our life burns down and gutters. There is an end to the flames. We see no more and are no more seen. And yet we do not despair, for we are more than a memory slowly fading into the darkness. With our lives, we give life. Something of us can never die. We move in the eternal cycle of darkness and death, of light and life. As we prepare to recite the Kaddish prayer this evening, we remember especially Arnie Merovitz Schwartz, husband of Susan Schwartz, father of Melissa Molashok, and Andrew Schwartz, father-in-law of Daniel Molashok and grandfather of Rosie and Ezra, and Rita Williams, mother of Wayne Williams and Patty Blake, and stepmother of Leslie Atlas and Shelley Atlas, whom death has taken from us in recent days. And we link their names with Eleanor Arts, David Abrams, Dorothy Abrams, Irene Bielski, Marion Blanton, Bert Block, Robert T. Bleiweiss, Harold Brecker, Pauline Cohen, Sylvia Seisner, Bernard Duboff, Herbert Maccabee, Elchanan Ben Chaim, Lorraine Erler, Julia S. Fink, Samuel Flom, Dorothy Frumkin, Harry Geller, Mark Godaski, Sylvan Goldberg, Mark Grillo, Spencer Greenwood, Fillmore Hillman, Samuel Hutman Jr., Sarah Jacobs, Sylvia Kybell, Janina Lauterbach, Richard Rick Nave, Dorothy Perlman, Catherine Pierce, Susan Weil Sale, Arthur Schlesinger, Valerie Siegel, William Schickman, Audrey Pon Scholl, Selma Silverblatt, June Ebert Smith, Herbert Spector, Alfred Spivak, Edith Swerdlow, Joseph Wapner. Are there other names we should include on this Shabbat evening? If so, please speak them aloud. We think as well, of course, of all those who we name in our hearts, the innocent victims of COVID-19 here in the United States and the millions around the world, and also all those who have perished as innocent victims of violence in a world that awaits our dedicated work, nursing it to peace. With all of them close at heart, we say, Zecher Tzadik Livracha, the memory of the righteous is an everlasting blessing, as together we give thanks for the blessing of life, with the words of Mourner's Kaddish found on page 294. If you're able, please rise. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, ve'alma divra chirutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayechon u'v'yomechon, v'chayei dechol Beit Yisrael, b'agala u'v'zman kariv v'imru, Amen. Yehi shemei Rabbah mevarach le'alam u'lamei amaya, Yibarach v'yishtabach, v'yitpa'al v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal, shemei dekudsha b'richu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, da'amiran be'alma v'imru, Amen. Yehi shlama Rabbah min Shemaya v'chayim, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru, Amen. Oseh shalom v'imromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, al kol yoshvei tevel, v'imru, Amen. May the giver of peace send peace to all who mourn, and comfort to all who are bereaved among us, and let us together say, Amen. You may be seated.
Shabbat Shalom. We want to wish you a Chag Sameach, a happy Purim, and we are going to do that in a way that we can only do in a California winter. And so we want to invite you to turn on to speaker view if you are able to, and to surf along with us. And Drew, feel free to go ahead and read it.
From Israel to the U.S., from sea to shining sea, the Jews are gathering in temples to sing in harmony. They're all grabbing their surfboards and catching a sunbeam, because they want to go surfing, serving Chag Purim. Well, it's the time for Green Esther and Uncle Mordecai, and we'll all spin our crackers at that old Haman guy. We'll all join in the party as part of one big team. Come on along and go surfing, serving Chag Purim. We're gonna tell the whole story around us, share the news of how the Queen and her uncle managed to save the Jews. We came right into the rescue as if out of a dream, and that is why we're going surfing, serving Chag Purim. That is why we're going surfing, serving hot Purim. So everybody join in now. Let's start to shake the walls. Put on a pair of sunglasses and hit around a beach ball. 'Cause we just left for the ocean, as strange as it may seem. And now it's time to go surfing, surfing hot Purim. And now it's time to go surfing, surfing hot Purim. And now it's time to go surfing, surfing hot Purim.
All right, everybody. Chag Purim Sameach.
Chag Sameach, everyone. It's good to see everyone.
We are so excited to be here with you all tonight to help celebrate our Purim festivities. I am, for those who don't know me, I'm Michael Lewis. I'm one of the interns here at Leobeck Temple, and I'm joined by...
I'm Scott Goldberg. I'm not graduating tonight. It's just Purim.
And we are so excited to be here with all of you. So we'll give you guys all a minute before we begin our Purim festivities. Feel free to go pour yourself a glass of wine or get a nice drink. You can even make a nice Shushan old fashioned, as I have here with me today. So
Michael,
get yourselves in, settled up. You can change your name.